Hello, and welcome to our live stream video today. I'm Mary Burgoon, Business Development Manager at Rockwell Automation. July 25th is National Hire a Veteran Day, and today we're going to talk about veteran hiring at Rockwell Automation, specifically how you can use your skills, talents, and experiences developed in the military to make an impact to help industrial companies and their people be more productive and sustainable. Before we get started, I would like to talk to you about who is Rockwell Automation. Well, Rockwell Automation is the global leader in industrial automation and digital transformation. We connect the imaginations of people with the potential of technology to expand what is humanly possible, making the world more productive and sustainable. Rockwell Automation is a global company employing more than 23,500 problem solvers dedicated to our customers in more than 100 countries. We were founded more than 117 years ago. Today, we are taking the knowledge we have gained over the last century and to build what's next. As it is National Hire a Veteran Day, Rockwell Automation is hiring. We can help you build a meaningful career. So let's talk about what it's like working at Rockwell Automation. Here with me today is Ko Win, Vice President of Quality at Rockwell Automation and executive sponsor of our Military and Veterans Ally Employee Resource Group. Ko, thanks for joining me.
Hey, thanks, Mary.
Ko, I know that you served in the military. Can you share a bit of your experience with us?
Yeah, before I do that, Mary, let me just say a word of thanks to all those who are serving in the armed forces and all those who have served. Thank you for your service. And as for me, Mary, over 30 years ago, I was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the U.S. Army Field Artillery. I was assigned to the 7th Infantry Division at Fort Ord, which doesn't exist anymore. That was in California, and I served there from 1987 to 1992. I served in positions of increasing leadership responsibilities, culminating in a role as a unit commander. And then I resigned my commission, as a captain. During my time at Fort Ord, I had the opportunity to participate in many peacetime missions as well as a combat deployment. I led incredibly capable soldiers who taught me how to be a soldier and a leader. My biggest takeaway on leadership at that time was simply listen and learn.
Wow, great. So Ko, how did you come to Rockwell Automation?
I've been at Rockwell for almost 15 years now, Mary. I was recruited and ultimately decided to come to Rockwell because of its reputation and focus on ethics and compliance. As I interviewed with the senior leadership team, they were really passionate around this topic and these subjects. That was one of the key reasons why I came to Rockwell Automation. Um, and rightly so. For the past 12 years, Rockwell Automation has been selected by Ethisphere as one of the most ethical company in the world. I'm super proud to be working at Rockwell Automation.
Oh, thanks. So Ko, could you share a little bit about, especially as it's National Hire a Veteran Day, why does Rockwell value veterans? And then also, how does Rockwell value veterans?
The veterans workforce bring a tremendous value to our organization by bringing skills and capabilities developed through years of dedicated service. They also bring diverse perspectives, very strong work ethics, and proven leadership skills. Veterans are helping us address critical skill shortages across our organization. As a company, Rockwell has taken steps to hire and retain more veterans. We've participated in multiple vets hiring events and will be hosting one of our own virtual hiring event in the very near future. So please stay tuned. In 2017, we started the Academy for Advanced Manufacturing. We've conducted 16 classes and trained 240 veterans as certified instrumentation, automation, and controls technician. And we've placed 80% of those veterans into meaningful roles at Rockwell Automation as well as at our customers. Almost a decade ago, we started an employees resource group for veterans called the Military Veterans and Allies Group. You heard Mary mention it earlier, and my colleague Carrie will talk more about this later. As recognition for all the efforts that we went through, in 2020, the Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development named Rockwell Automation to its list as a veterans-ready employer.
Wow, thanks, Ko, so much for sharing your insights and experiences. For those watching, you can find more information on the Rockwell Automation website that highlights opportunities for veterans. If you're just joining us, we just heard from Ko Wynn, Vice President of Quality at Rockwell Automation, who provided information about why Rockwell Automation values veterans as employees and how they are a good fit for the organization. So now let's talk more about veteran hiring at Rockwell Automation. Here with me to share some insight is Carrie Trelongo, Lean Project Manager. Carrie, hello. Can you tell me a bit about your military experience?
Hi, Mary. Sure. Well, I started my career and enlisted into the Air Force, much like Cole, but only 1 year later. My first duty station was working in finance at Barksdale Air Force Base, Louisiana. It's still there today. From there, I progressed to the rank of Staff Sergeant and then later received my commission. I spent 30 years serving until I retired as a Lieutenant Colonel, having spent half my time active and the other half as a guardsman. One of my favorite roles I held was as the commander of the Force Support Squadron. Our mission was managing programs and leading people starting from when they joined our base all the way through them leaving, whether that was retirement, contract ending, or in unfortunate cases, passing away while serving, and then everything in between. Our motto was, we serve from cradle to grave. And a second favorite, I was assigned to a joint headquarters position. That was working for both Army and Air Force, and then managing the resources and position classifications that were assigned for the state of Wisconsin. When I retired in October of 2017, I had then been with Rockwell for just 1 year. At that time, I was with the 115th Fighter Wing in Madison, Wisconsin, as a continuous improvement officer, where I was utilizing my lean improvement skills that I had acquired over the years.
So Carrie, I know you mentioned that you were already working at Rockwell. Did you know that you would be working for Rockwell, or was it a guarantee or a journey, or how did you end up here at Rockwell Automation?
Yeah, good, Mary. Well, as I said, my last position was as a continuous improvement officer, and I had already been working with continuous improvement through the Air Force for about the 6 years previous to that. Through the Air Force, I received my black belt training. I facilitated many Kaizen workshops, and as well as creating training material for Lean. And here I am. I'm a Lean project manager, and I've been with Rockwell now for nearly 5 years. I'm sure the first draw to my resume was the experience that I had with, continuous improvement and Lean training. However, the role that I interviewed for was working in a manufacturing plant, and quite honestly, I wasn't sure I would be a good fit because I didn't have that manufacturing or the engineering background, which was what they preferred. But through the interview process, my leadership skills, my experience with making decisions, influencing others, knowing how to motivate teams, and managing regional programs were discussed and highlighted, which made me a good fit overall. So here I am. I love what I do, and I'm really grateful for all that I've learned in the military, no matter how hard it was at the time I learned it.
So Carrie, tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, when I was deployed in 2010 and landed in Iraq, I had exactly 36 hours to learn my job from the officer I was replacing, who was just focused on getting out of there. So you literally hit the ground running, and you learn really fast how to dig in and figure things out. I had to manage people and positions in 7 different combat locations. So the urgency and the critical impact that my actions had on a mission that was just greater than myself will never compare. And you can't teach those skills, and you will only get those skills from a military veteran. I like to think that that's what it was that Rockwell saw when they hired me in the resume and further in the interview, despite that I didn't have that engineering or the manufacturing background.
So Carrie, you've been at Rockwell for a while, similar to Ko being here for a while. In your experience, how does Rockwell support veterans?
Yeah, well, like Ko said, I'm part of an employee resource group that he mentioned that brings veterans and allies together. It's called Military Veterans and Allies Group. They have many events that support our current veterans as well as veterans in the community. And MVEG really provides veterans a common ground with other coworkers. Rockwell's culture respects and values veterans. I mean, every time I mentioned that I was in the military, the response is nothing short of appreciation for my service. And aside from that, the things that I love about the military are also a part of Rockwell's culture. There's collaboration with my peers, there's teamwork to complete a mission, there's a high level of integrity and care about the output of our work. Even through COVID, we checked in on one another. We had happy hour meetings to keep our spirits high and just lots of camaraderie. And then there's those employees that are still in the Guard or the reserves. Rockwell pays differential pay, and we have a connector program that will connect a new hire from a Rockwell with a Rockwell veteran to help with their transition. I know when I came to Rockwell, I struggled a bit with the business protocols. Some things might be easier to discuss with a connector versus a new boss, and having a veteran connector will also allow you to speak the same language. And then finally, I think Rockwell's elevating their veteran hiring program is just another example of how they support veterans. They're working hard at understanding the MOS and the AFSCs and how they translate to the Rockwell positions. Rockwell knows that veterans bring a lot of skills that are above and beyond what a resume shows. So I've said it before, I'll say it again. I love working for Rockwell.
Carrie, thank you so much for sharing your experience and your insights on this topic. If if you want to learn more, visit rok.auto/veteran careers or click the link in this post to get more information. Thank you all for watching this live stream, and thank you to Co and Carrie for a great conversation. Once again, this is Mary Burgoon, and I would want to thank you all for watching.